What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here today. We got the Eagle in the background, guys. This is going to be my first official video for the actual season this upcoming 2017 NFL year. And I'm just going to kind of go over, I got the schedule up here. I know I already made a prediction video when the schedule was released, but I'm going to just kind of give my revised thoughts on what I think this team is capable of this year. First and foremost, I think the Eagles, compared to when I made that video before, their talent is a lot different. I mean, obviously we got Ronald Darby now, we got LeGarrette Blount, we got a couple other guys on this team now that make this team's playoff chances just a little bit more promising, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of go over that. The Redskins game's coming up. We already talked about that. I think the Eagles are going to win this game. I just think that there's no way that the Eagles are going to go 1 or 0-1 right in the beginning, especially against a hated division rival. And we've been losing to them for so long. They finally lost a lot of their talent, Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon. I think that we can finally beat the Redskins, guys. I'm gonna start the season off 1-0. I do think this will be a tough game, though, because it is division. I'm not saying that we're going to just walk in there and just walk all over them. This is going to be a well-fought game, but in the end of the day, I think that the Eagles will get it done. Then we got the Chiefs. We're going to the Chiefs. This one will be tough, guys. I really think we can win this, but again, it's Andy Reid, so we don't really know. Doug Peterson was his offensive coordinator, and also you guys already know Andy Reid was the coach in Philadelphia. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a battle of schemes, really. Both teams, I feel like, are going to know each other a little bit. But I don't know. That one's a 50-50, but I'm going to say the Eagles actually can win that one, too. So I'm going to just give us 2-0 to start. Bear with me here. Sunday, we play the Giants at New York. I've said it before, actually, to other people. I think that this will be a loss for the Eagles, actually. I think that the Eagles are going to finally lose to the Giants at this game just because it's in New York. And the Giants, guys, they are vastly improved this year. They've got Brandon Marshall on their offense. It's going to be insane, honestly. I think that the two best teams in the division, honestly, I'm not even talking about Dallas here. I think it's the Giants and the Eagles. So I think that rivalry is going to spark itself again this year. So I'm going to say that we lose to them in New York. So that's going to make us 2-1 on the season. And then we go to the Chargers, the LA Chargers at LA. I think that's going to be a win, guys. I'm not saying the Chargers are terrible, but I just don't see the Eagles losing to the Chargers. Even though it's in LA, the Chargers are still in a kind of a rebuild mode where they don't really know what they're doing. They got Phillip Rivers still, but they're moving to a new city. They've always got moving pieces. The Chargers is one of the most unimpressive teams to me on paper this year. So I think we're going to win that one. That's going to make us 3-1. And then we're going to go to the Cardinals. Now, this is going to be tough, but I predicted earlier, I think the Eagles are going to finally pull this one off. We're going to beat the Cardinals. This is at Philadelphia, too, which is great. I think that we'll be able to beat the Cardinals. I've always said they're one of our trap teams, though. They've just got our number in a lot of games. So I really don't know how it's going to actually go down, but I'm going to predict that we go ahead and we win that game. And that'll put us at 4-1, guys. So I have the Eagles starting off 4-1 in the first 5 weeks. I predicted that this is going to be a 10-win team this year. That's my optimism. This is a very tough schedule, but I think that the Eagles will go 10 wins this year, 10-6. So we're starting off with 4-1 here, and then we go to the Panthers. This will be at Carolina. They're kind of hard to judge here, but I'm going to say that this is a loss just because it's at the Panthers. This is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a tough road game, and depending on how the NFC South looks this year, you got the Buccaneers who are rising. That's my brother's team, and I feel like they are one of the teams to compete with this year in the NFC for sure. So depending on how the Bucs are doing and how that division's looking, the Panthers might be fighting real hard at this point, and I don't know if they'll let the Eagles beat them. So I'm just going to say it's a loss here, so I'm going to put us at 5-2 at this point in the season. Let's see, 5-2. Sorry, 4-2. I'm going to put us at 4-2 at this point in the season. So that'll leave a nice modest schedule. for what's happened there. We still have a winning record, you know. And then we go to the Redskins. Now, I don't think we're going to sweep the Redskins this year. I think it's going to go 50-50. So I say that the Redskins, they're possibly going to beat us. I think they'll either beat us week 1 or week 2. I'm just going to 50-50 that. This one's in Philly on October 23rd. This is a Monday night game. So I think the Redskins are going to beat us one of these times, whether that's what it is. So that'll put us at 4-3 right there. Then we play the 49ers in Philadelphia. I wish Chip Kelly would have stuck around for one more season just so that he could have came back to Philly and we could have booed the crap out of him. But we're beating the Niners, guys. We're not losing to the 49ers. So that's going to put us at 5-3 right there. I don't see that as a loss. I'm sorry. The Niners are still one of the worst teams on paper. I know they have like a new coach and all this stuff, but whatever, they're not very good in my mind. So then we play the Broncos in Philadelphia. Now, I do think the Broncos are a stacked team, but they have Trevor Siemian at quarterback. They did just get back Brock Osweiler, but I just think the Broncos are still kind of figuring out what they want to do at quarterback. So I don't see this as a win either. I think that the Eagles are going to beat this team as well. And that's going to put us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to put us at 6-3. 6-3. Is that what I said? I'm sorry, I'm losing. 6-3. I say we're going to beat the Broncos. I'll kind of just give the actual predictions of what I think at the end. But yeah, I think we're going to beat the Broncos just because it's in Philly. And the Broncos, they've got a really good defense. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game, but I think we're going to beat them. Then we play Dallas at Dallas. We usually have a tendency to beat Dallas in Dallas. So I'm going to say that we win that game. It just depends on what Dallas looks like at that point, too. We don't know if Ezekiel Elliott's actually going to get suspended at this point. Nothing's really been said. So if they have Ezekiel Elliott, that's going to make it significantly harder. But I think the Eagles can get it done. The Cowboys secondary is looking pretty trash this season, and we got deep threats now. We got Torrey Smith, we got Alshon Jeffrey. So I think we're gonna. Granted, they're not injured by this point. I think that we're gonna be able to take them. And so that's gonna put us at 6-3. No, 7-3. Sorry. I'll put us at 7-3, and then we play. Sorry, I'm terrible at math, guys. So if I'm messing this up, so the next game we play versus the Bears. Obviously, I don't think that we're gonna lose that either. I know they have a young quarterback, and he could be like Carson Wentz, where he's really good. We don't even know what he looks like yet, but I just still think the Bears are in a rebuild mode. They just lost Alshon Jeffrey to us, and they're just not. They're not really all there yet. I don't think so. I think that we can win that one as well. And that's going to put us at 8-3. Then we go to Seattle, guys. Now, last year we went to Seattle again. I really hate that the league did this to us, that we have to play them in Seattle yet again. They should be playing us in Philly. That's what I've said all along. And it's going to be a very tough game. For now, I'm going to say we lose to them again. But, you know, I'd love to see the Seahawks just lose to us. I'm really tired of the whole Seattle dominance in this freaking conference. So I would love to see the Eagles just go in there and just sweep the crap out of them. So I'm going to put it at 7-4 at this point. So I'm going to say that we lost to them. Then we go to the Rams. Now, the Rams still, we don't know what Jared Goff really is going to look like. Jeff Fisher is now shipped out of LA, which is great for them. I always said that if there's one coach worse than Chip Kelly, it was actually Jeff Fisher. So the Rams finally got wise and they got him the hell out of there. So they might be a contender now. I've always said that the Rams are up and coming in the West, the NFC West, and I think that could happen this year. We don't know. Again, it depends on if Jared Goff is the real deal and if Gurley can start to shred defenses like they say he can. So I think that's going to be at LA again. I think that we can win that one, honestly, guys. So I'm going to put us at 8 wins right there. Whoops. Come on, okay. Then we got the New York Giants. I think we're going to beat them this time, you know. Like I said, we're going to kind of 50-50 the division this year. I don't think any of it's going to be a sweep. So I'm going to say that we beat them. Let's put us at 9 wins. Then we play the Raiders, guys. Now, this would have been really hard, but it's in Philadelphia, so I think this is going to be a very winnable game. If you remember the last time we played the Raiders, it was when Nick Foles threw 7 touchdowns. It was an amazing thing to watch. This time they're a much different team, though. They got Derek Carr, who's now finding his stride. They got Marshawn Lynch on that team. They got Crabtree. You know, the Raiders are stacked. They're honestly one of the teams in the AFC that I'm saying is going to be really good. But I do think that given the late nature of the game, this could either be a must-win for them, a must-win for us, or a must-lose, or not really, doesn't matter type of game for either team. I think the Eagles are going to have to win this, so they're going to know that, and they're going to win this. That's going to put us at our 10 wins, guys. And then, obviously, we end the season with Dallas, whether we win or lose that. I think that game is another game that could really determine the season, if whoever's going to the playoffs, if Dallas is in the running. But I think we're going to lose against Dallas at least once. So, yeah, I'm saying we're going to go 10-6, guys. That's what I'm sticking to. I think that this is a very winnable season. It's a much tougher schedule than we've had in a while. This is actually one of the hardest schedules, I think, in the league, just looking at it. But the great thing is our whole division has to play these teams, guys. So it's not just the Eagles. The whole division has to play these, other than our 2 wild cards, which it looks like our wild cards are going to be the Redskins, and the Bears. Those are the 2 wild cards. So none of those are too bad, honestly. Or not the Redskins. Why did I say the Panthers? Sorry, the Panthers and the Bears. It looks like those are our 2 wild card teams. Other than we don't know what the other division is, but we both have to play the West Division. So this is going to be tough for the whole division, guys. I think the Eagles can win it. I'm predicting that the Eagles will win this division this year, guys. I think the Eagles are a playoff team. I think they're getting very underrated by ESPN right now. But I do think the Giants are right up there, and obviously the Cowboys, we never know. The only team that I don't think is on par with the rest of the division right now is the Redskins, and that's just because they've lost so much talent. But we'll just have to see what Kirk Cousins does, because I do think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, and I think Washington is insane to even want to get rid of him or whatever. I don't know what Washington's doing, but it's like you went from RG3 to this, and you're being you put a guy like Kirk Cousins on the Broncos or the Texans. I mean, he's going to make them better immediately. So it's like Washington should be grateful for what they have. This is a quarterback league. There's not a lot of good quarterbacks right now. So I don't understand what they're coming from. But anyway, yeah, guys, 10-6 is what I'm saying. The Eagles will win the division. I think it's going to be really tough, though. It's going to be in the running for either Dallas or the Giants. It's going to be a battle all the way through. I just think ultimately the Eagles will come out on top. Giants will probably get like a wild card. But yeah, guys, that's my predictions for the season. Just wanted to give a quick review of that before we start the Redskins game. Football's back, guys. I'm excited. Are you excited? What do you think about my prediction here? Leave in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think the Eagles are a playoff team? Whatever you think, comment down below. If you liked this video, I am going to be doing Eagles videos all season. I've made some other videos in the past as well if you want to check those out. And if you like those, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more in the future. And as always, guys, this has been Jigsaw0097, and I will talk to you all later.